The Philippine military is often portrayed as a formidable force in Southeast Asia, with a large number of troops, modern equipment like fighter jets and warships, and a long history of conflict that has shaped its strength. However, the reality is a bit much more complicated than it looks. To truly understand the extent of power the Filipino military holds, we need to take an in-depth look at its size, equipment, budget, and a few other details, which we'll talk about in a bit. So, how powerful is the Philippine military, and how does it compare to the militaries of other nations? The Philippine military has indeed played a significant role in the country's history, particularly during World War II when Filipino and American forces fought fiercely against the Japanese occupation. The infamous Bataan Death March, where thousands of American and Filipino prisoners of war were forcibly marched under brutal conditions, remains a haunting symbol of the sacrifices made during this period. After the Philippines gained independence in 1946, the military underwent a major restructuring process to address internal security threats. One of the most formidable challenges came from the communist insurgency led by the New People's Army, NPA, which has waged an armed struggle against the government for decades. The Philippine military's experience in combating the NPA, as well as other separatist groups like the Moro-Islamic Liberation Front in Mindanao, has given the military a lot of experience in counterinsurgency operations. Beyond domestic conflicts, the Philippine military has also participated in international operations, including the Korean War from 1950 to 1953, where it contributed over 7,000 troops as part of the UN forces. This experience exposed the Philippine military to modern warfare tactics and underscored the need for continued modernization. In recent years, the Philippine government has made efforts to address long-standing internal conflicts through peace negotiations and agreements, such as the Comprehensive Agreement on the Bangsamoro in 2014, which aimed to end the decades-long conflict in Mindanao. However, the implementation of these agreements has been met with challenges, and the threat of insurgency and terrorism still persist in certain regions of the country. The military has also played a crucial role in disaster response and humanitarian assistance, deploying troops and resources during natural disasters like typhoons, earthquakes, and volcanic eruptions. This aspect of their operations has highlighted the need for efficient logistics, coordination, and the ability to operate in challenging environments. The Armed Forces of the Philippines, also known as AFP, consist of three main branches: the Philippine Army, the Philippine Air Force, and the Philippine Navy. The Philippine Army, with around 100,000 active personnel and an additional 100,000 reservists, forms the backbone of the AFP's ground forces, while the Army fields a diverse array of equipment, including light tanks, armed personnel carriers, and artillery pieces. Much of its hardware is aging and in need of replacement or upgrades. In recent years, the Philippine Army has made efforts to modernize its equipment, acquiring new assets such as the Sabra light tanks from Israel, KM-450 tactical vehicles from South Korea, and upgrading its communications systems with the Albert Systems Combat NG Fire Control and Command System. However, the pace of modernization has been slower than desired due to budget constraints and procurement challenges. Next is the Philippine Air Force. With approximately 33,500 personnel and 169 aircraft, the Air Force plays a crucial role in air defense, transport, intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance operations, while the Air Force operates a mix of modern and aging aircraft, including the KAI T-50 Golden Eagle advanced trainers from South Korea and the venerable OV-10 Bronco light attack aircraft from the United States. It has struggled to replace its aging fleet of fighter jets. In 2022, the Philippine Air Force retired its last F-5 fighter jets, leaving a significant gap in its air defense capabilities. The government has discussed plans to acquire new multi-role fighter jets such as the F-850 from South Korea or the JF-17 Thunder from Pakistan, but have yet to materialize due to budgetary constraints. Then there's the Philippine Navy, tasked with protecting the country's vast maritime territories. The Navy has approximately 25,000 personnel and a modest fleet of surface combatants and auxiliary vessels. The Navy's most capable assets are the two Jose Rizal-class frigates, acquired from South Korea's Hyundai Heavy Industries, which are equipped with modern sensors and weapon systems. However, the Navy's aging fleet of patrol vessels and lack of a submarine capability limits its ability to project power and assert maritime sovereignty effectively. Plans are underway to acquire new corvettes, offshore patrol vehicles, and potentially submarines, but progress has been slow due to funding challenges and the complex procurement process involved. The Philippine military is organized into several divisions and specialized units to carry out its diverse missions. While the Army, Air Force, and Navy form the backbone of the AFP's combat capabilities, there are several other critical components that support and enable their operations. First is the Philippine Marine Corps, a division of the Navy. This is a vital component of the country's amphibious and expeditionary warfare capabilities. With around 9,000 personnel, the Marine Corps is trained and equipped for amphibious assaults, special operations, and maritime security operations. They have played a crucial role in counterinsurgency operations in Mindanao and other conflict areas. Next is the Military Special Operations Command, SOCOM, which is responsible for conducting specialized operations, including counterterrorism, hostage rescue, and unconventional warfare. Units under SOCOM, such as the Scout Rangers and the Light Reaction Regiment, are among the most elite and highly trained forces in the Philippine military. Then there's the Philippine Air Defense Command, PADCOM, which is responsible for maintaining the country's air defense systems, including ground-based air defense systems and early warning radars. PADCOM coordinates with the Air Force and Navy to provide integrated air defense capabilities. The Philippine military has also established several joint task forces and unified commands to address specific security challenges and coordinate interagency efforts. For example, the Joint Task Force Tonga is responsible for addressing the threat posed by the Abu Sayyaf group and other terrorist organizations in Mindanao. While the AFP has made progress in modernizing and reorganizing its forces, challenges persist in terms of interoperability, joint operations, and resource allocation among the various divisions and specialized units. Ongoing reforms aim to streamline command and control structures, enhance coordination, and optimize the use of limited resources. Assessing the true strength of the Philippine military is a complex task that goes beyond just looking at raw numbers of personnel and equipment. Several factors, both internal and external, contribute to the AFP's overall capabilities and readiness. One widely cited metric is the Global Firepower Index, which in 2023 ranked the Philippines as the 32nd most powerful military in the world out of 145 countries. It talks about how the Philippines has 48 million available military manpower, which is available due to the military age requirement and fit for military service. It also stated that the Philippines is ranked 28th in reserves, or simply put, that the Philippines is one of the highest military powers. Therefore, the Philippines has the highest number of personnel considered under reserve status. They also rank the Philippines 16th and 14th in both frigates and corvettes, 16th on frigates due to the number of frigate warships, and 14th on corvettes due to its strength. While these figures showcase just how strong the military is, in real battles, things take shape differently. The Global Firepower Index does not tell the whole story. Yes, the Philippine military boasts significant personnel, but much of its equipment is aging and in need of modernization. The AFP's limited budget and procurement challenges have hindered its ability to acquire cutting-edge military hardware and keep pace with the rapid technological advancements of its neighbors. Moreover, the Philippine military faces a range of internal security challenges that strain its resources and capabilities. The continuing threat posed by communist insurgents such as the New People's Army and terrorist groups like the Abu Sayyaf group in Mindanao require the AFP to divert significant resources to counterinsurgency and counter-terrorism operations. Additionally, the Philippine military's preparedness is hampered by logistical and infrastructure limitations. The country's archipelagic geography, with over 7,600 islands, presents unique challenges in terms of transportation, communication, and rapid deployment of forces. The lack of comprehensive strategic mobility assets, such as heavy-lift aircraft and amphibious vessels, can hinder the AFP's ability to respond swiftly to emerging threats across the Philippines' vast maritime domains. Nonetheless, the Philippine military has made notable progress in recent years, particularly in its efforts to modernize and professionalize its forces. The acquisition of new assets such as Jose Rizzo-class frigates and Sabre light tanks has enhanced the AFP's maritime security and ground combat capabilities. Additionally, the military's participation in internal exercises and partnerships with allies such as the United States and Australia has provided valuable training and operational experience. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to this channel for more amazing videos.